on my way to the premiere. I didn't vlog it all this morning, but I hopped on to work at 8 and I worked until 12:30. It is 12:59, so I got in my dress and did my makeup and blew dry my hair like right then. And Kendall stayed the night, and then she is leaving a few minutes after me. And yeah, the premiere, so doors open at 1:30. Doors open at 1:30. The red carpet starts at 2, but the showing doesn't start until 2:30. So I'm set to arrive at like 1:50. So I think I'm good. I also used bronzer for the first time. Hopefully it's not, I feel like I look like I have way too much on, but anyway, I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, I'm driving with the windows down as long as I can so that I can dry my hair a little bit more. I also have a bag of chips with me in the car. Yeah, so that's what's happening right now, but. There they are, there's the cats. Well, that was great. That was so much fun. I hope my hair looks okay. I think it does, but it's kind of in that weird stage where it did dry. Weirdly, it's not straight because I didn't brush it. Anyway, but it was great to see everyone again. I got to see some of the cast, get to talk with them, and it was great to kind of catch up with them. Especially Tyreek. Tyreek plays Bobby in the pilot, and I got to talk with him while we were on set a little bit, like at our kind of after party thing. So it was cool to be able to catch back up with him and the person who, the other stand-in who was on there. And of course, you know, Youssef and Tiffany and all of them. So apparently they want to start submitting this week to festivals. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna drive home. So I almost forgot my plan. My plan is I'm actually like 6 minutes away from a Brewster's ice cream, and I have a birthday reward there too. And I told myself, hey, to celebrate a screening, go get some ice cream, because I have like a $3 free reward, something like that. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna go get some ice cream. My ice cream is very good. My face looks weird now though, because I had to wipe my face off and some of my foundation came off, which is fine. Did I need that ice cream? No. Did it make me happy? Yes. Also at the premiere, I happened to mention that this dress is the one I got in Japan. And I mentioned that I got it in Japan. And so they were like, when were you in Japan? And I was like, oh, in high school I went. And the photographer, she was like, she was like, you still fit in that from high school? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I know. I was like, that's not how things are normally supposed to work. Like, as you get older, like, you normally are not supposed to fit into the same clothes that you fit into when you were 16, 17 at 22, 23, because you're in a completely different stage of life. So she was like, she goes, I guess you just got lucky. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm telling myself not to panic when the time is eventually going to come around that my body is gonna change again, and that's fine, because that's normal, completely normal. But yeah, anyway, time to go home. I will say I'm definitely going to be going to bed early because I was up. Kendall and I were of course catching up and talking. Cynthia left around like 11:15 or so, and Kendall spent the night, as I said. But Kendall and I were up talking until like 1:30 in the morning, and then I was up at 7:30 to take a shower before I had to start work at 8. Also, I was looking at myself in this thing, and I feel like I actually look like an adult. I don't know why that just hit me, but for some reason I was like, wow, I actually look... Anyway, it might be because there's still, I don't know, I just felt like I looked slightly different, in a good way, not a bad way. That was random, sorry. But yeah, so I didn't even get to sleep until 7:30. I woke up at like 7:15. So I'm going off of like less than 6 hours of sleep. I woke up a few times throughout the night too, but Kendall slept really well. Kendall actually slept, at least she told me she did. She slept for a while. She actually slept most of the time that I was working, which was fine, because it's like, I'm not doing anything other than working. She woke up like 30 minutes before I finished work, which is good. I'm glad. I'm so glad. But yeah, I also have so much left of like the fruit and vegetable tray. I have so much left of a cake. Oh my God. And I don't want any of it to go to waste because I love the Nothing Bundt cakes so much. So anyway, yeah, that's that. So I'm sitting here, I'm reading, but I'm definitely, as I said, sitting here like, wow, I'm gonna go to bed early. So I thought I would take this moment real quick to be completely open and honest here and talk about last night. Because as you can obviously tell, if you watched yesterday's vlog, it did not go as planned. It did not go as planned at all. And I am so incredibly grateful for my friends Kendall and Cynthia who were here. So incredibly grateful for them. But I'm not gonna lie that it was definitely, it hurt to not have, like, up until yesterday, I had not gotten a no from anyone other than my coworker who was going to be out of town and the coworker who I invited last minute. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to give pottery to my aunt. So, but like I hadn't heard a no from anyone else. And so then, of course, as the day went on and there were texts that I got that it was like, hey, you know, and I get it. As I said, being an adult is things get a lot more difficult. But it definitely makes me weary of having more events at my house, like a movie night or a game night or something like that, because I kind of thought that I had a more solid group of friends that I could invite, and not that all they would be able to make it every single time, of course not, but I invited 10 people and I got 2 out of 10. So those odds aren't great. And I wanted to be open about that, and I wanted to be honest about that, especially because friendships are something that I do struggle with. There's something that I view very differently and I found that out later. I view them very differently than other people do. So these people that I invited were people who are people who I feel the closest to. That's why there were only 10. And even the 10 of those is like, you know, some of them were like friends from work, like things like that. But some of them were people that are people who I feel really, sorry, my water bottle just fell. Sorry, Nola. That was dramatic and it didn't need to be. That I feel really close to. There were a lot of other people that I could have invited who maybe I don't feel as close to. It's more just that fear of like, if I invite this person, will they be like, why does she think we're close enough to invite me to that? But I think potentially if I do have movie nights and things like that, what I need to do is actually get past that, and I need to invite more people that, yes, who I genuinely would want to have over, not just to be like, oh, I want the numbers, whatever. No, because my house isn't that big and my parking situation isn't that big either. But yeah, I wanted to kind of address that because it is something that I've been kind of feeling today, and I'm not gonna lie that it's a suckish feeling. It's not a good feeling, but as I said, there is also that feeling of how grateful I am to Kendall and Cynthia for being here and making it a great time. We had a great time. We had so much fun playing games and talking and all of that. It just was not what I had pictured the night would be like. And it was a big step for me to invite people into this safe place, this place that I love of mine. So yeah, it's just definitely, it definitely kind of has set me back in the whole like friendship area of things and understanding how those work and opening up vulnerability of who to have here, especially for something like my birthday. Like, it would be different if it's kind of a movie night, but like while I had a great birthday itself, celebrating with family and stuff, it definitely has put that that maybe the 22nd birthday was not the best celebration, which is unfortunate because that's the first time in 10 years that I've had any sort of party or get together. So, makes me a little bit wary to ever do that again in the future. I will say, you know what's pretty cool about having basically a whole cake to yourself? Is this. I can just go weep and just eat it. Also, finished reading The Kill Order, which is the prequel to the Maze Runner trilogy. And it was great. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what happened when I was younger, and I guess wasn't a fan of the fact that it wasn't the main characters, but I really enjoy this. The one thing is that there was supposed to be a reveal that two of the characters that were in separate mazes were siblings, and it's never actually in here. So I was like, I had never heard that before. So if it's true, that's great. But I was like, unless if I totally accidentally missed it. The character we are introduced to does say that she has a brother, but we never see the brother. Oh, we never see the brother, and we don't find out what those, the characters that we don't know their real names. We have no idea. Anyway, but yeah, so I finished it, which means it's finally time to read Alex Bracken's new book. Not tonight, because I'm going to bed, and I do have a dentist appointment tomorrow. That's at like 1:40, I think. So I have some time in the morning. Jeez, Nola's just stealing the show over here. And then a little bit of time back home before I start work. Anyway, I am gonna head to bed. What is under my... Okay. I'm gonna head to bed. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. On social media, it's in the description. Love you all.